There is a sense of moment in the brisk spring air of North Carolina. The reason is a drag strip with 4 lanes. Today, the greatest drag racers in the world go side by side and 4 wide in competition for the first time in NHRA full throttle history. Throttle drag racing series from North Carolina on a very, very special weekend. It's the inaugural 4 wide nationals. That's right, 4 cars side by side. During qualifying last night, we got our first hint of what we will see through the weekend and all the way through the finals. Look at this. The sound, just a whole assault on the senses. It is terrific. And that's what we expect more and more of throughout the weekend. Hi, welcome. I'm Paul Page with Mike Dunn, and I got to tell you, we are pumped about this, just like the crowd. We came in here this morning, there was a buzz, a sense that something was going on, and something very, very special. And they're absolutely right.
Oh, Paul, and we always talk about the fact that we can't do drag racing justice on television, just when you have a pair of cars going down the racetrack. But when you have 4 cars, 32,000 horsepower, side by side, over 300 miles per hour, the sights, the sounds, the vibrations, the craziness, it is outstanding. It's amazing. And I tell you, everyone that hasn't seen it needs to come here and see 4 wide racing if they ever get a chance.
Well, they've had to do a lot of changes here. How they put the lanes together, how they start them, how the finish line boards look. For race day, this is the way the rules will work.
There's going to be one less round because you're going to have 4 runs with 4 cars each. The first 2 drivers, each of those quads will be advancing to the next round. Same thing will happen in round number 2. And then the final, obviously, we'll have 4 going off for the final. You'll have the winner, the runner-up, and the 2 semifinalists, which will be 3rd and 4th place.
Those are the rules. But Dave Reef, what's the biggest challenge for the drivers?
You'd think it would be actually competing 4 wide, but actually it's going to be staging their race cars side by side by side by side. For every one of these drivers' career, they focused on 1 Christmas tree and a pair of pre-stage lights and a pair of stage lights, and that's it. Well, now we've got a second tree with 4 additional lights shaded in blue on top that let the drivers know when they're pre-staged on the outside, staged on the inside in the opposite 2 lanes. This is what it looks like for drivers. Blue lights, yellow lights, green lights, and red lights. One driver said it looks like the Las Vegas Strip at night. It's very busy, and it's tough for drivers to keep their focus. 4 wide racing, double the fun for fans, absolutely, but twice the stress for drivers, the ones that are able to figure out the staging process first here at the Christmas tree. Will have an advantage tomorrow in eliminations, Paul.
Well, Dave, it's all part of what's going to make for a very interesting weekend. Let's look at the highlights. We'll be in session 1, Top Fuel.
The final quad going down the track. You talk about great track conditions. Doug Coletta, Larry Dixon, Corey Mack, Schumacher, all within 200ths of a second. And it was Tony Schumacher going the #1 spot with a 383. Now, we talk about track conditions here. Take a look at David Grubnick. Look at the rear tire on that thing. You talk about some bite. Look at the distortion on the big Goodyears as he barrels down that racetrack. Wow, that is pretty much an amazing shot right there, Paul.
Just like a pentagon there. Wow.